You're watching The Clique on Hello, I'm Chaiti Narula. Sameer Madan joins me on this very special episode. I've actually never been to your store, but what I'm most intrigued when I read about it is that you are one of the first stores that has a ramp. I mean, what is all that about?
So when we were doing the store and we were figuring out the vibe we wanted for the store, we thought I want the woman or the man, whoever comes in, to have their own moment.
Yeah.
And the best thing for them would be a ramp. So
Yeah.
that when they get out of the trial room, they enter out, they walk, it's about like 8 feet long.
Yeah.
They walk, they come in front, and the 3 mirrors looking at them, towards them, so that they see a 180-degree view and have their moment and feel the garment and feel the look.
Why is that nobody thought of this earlier? Because we go to all these couture houses, we go to stores that are doing prep also. I mean, you go to something as simple as a bridge to luxury brand too. You want to feel special when you're buying something, right?
That's
and
my
all that
way.
you have this tiny little cubicle of a trial room where you're just trying to see whether it's fit right or not.
Yeah.
And then nobody has ever thought of having an actual ramp to see how we look so glamorous wearing this
Because
clothes.
it is your moment. You're buying that particular outfit for an occasion, for a vibe that you want to create for yourself. While you're picking it out, you would want to feel that, okay, this is how I would look. Like creating a semi-environment for them to feel the look and just be happy.
This is absolute curiosity. How are the men and women who come to shop at your store reacting to that? Are they all walking through the ramp and feeling like it's their paparazzi moment?
It is. In the first...
Actually, you should have put some cameras over there and be like, oh my God, the flashlights are blinding me.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, shouldn't you do that?
Yeah. So we actually do like a lot of BTS videos there. We show like the ramp is being used and how people enjoy being on it. It's
Yeah.
always a feeling. So it's a platform, right? So they have to step up and they're like, ooh, this is interesting. It's one of the main wow factors that happened for the store when we did it.
Nobody ever thought of this earlier, and I do believe that your store is done in a sort of an architectural marvel. Can you care to explain to me a little more about that?
I mean,
I was looking at the pictures and I said, oh my God, why have I never been to this? I'm dying to go to this store.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
When we were planning the store, I wanted a very monochromatic look because I want the garments to be the highlight.
Like this.
Something like that.
I'm loving this jacket. Loving it is an understatement, by the way.
Thank you so much.
And the other outfit that I wore, the maroon one also,
Yeah,
the
that
shirt
looked
was
really-
beautiful.
I love the
I
color
really
of
love
it.
the silhouette too. Yes, huh?
Thank
So
you.
carry on.
Yeah, so I wanted to figure out a way where my garments are still the highlight, yet it has a premium look to it.
Yeah.
That's why we went for the more monochrome look.
Yeah.
So you'll see a lot of interesting flow pattern and done in black and white rather than just a monotonous black and white pattern. It was more scattered black so that there were small pockets within the store. And there's a hint of gold that I've added just to add that luxury.
Opulent.
So when I build a collection or make a collection
Yeah.
and do a physical space, for me, it's me. So when you enter the store, you know what I think, what I do. I just wanted a full representation of the clothes, the vibe, the store. Everything needs to make them feel like, oh, it's a Sameer Madan feel space. It was very simple in my head.
If I had to ask you, what is Sameer Madan's design speak? How would you answer that question?
It is for somebody who's ready to experiment. If I simplify it, I actually use very simple silhouettes. It's the textile that I work with and the kind of techniques I add to a very simple, for example, you're wearing this blazer. It's
Yeah.
a pinstripe. It's my take on a pinstripe, right?
Yeah.
So usually you get this
Like
printed as a
it.
fabric.
Yeah.
So I did the...
I saw the...
So this is my faux
I know.
leather
Yes,
and the
I
thread
saw.
work.
And the thread work on top of the faux leather.
to replicate a pinstripe concept.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
technically something very classic, but it's
I mean,
my
I could have
take
just
on
worn
it.
a simple pinstripe, but now I've got this...
It's a glam one.
Yeah,
Now you
it's a
can go out,
glam.
have a cocktail, enjoy with
Yeah,
your
yeah,
friends.
yeah. So that's your design speak.
Yes.
Sex, Sameer, and the city. What's going on? I had heard of Sex in the City, but now I hear of Sex, Sameer, and the city. And that's what the city is talking about.
Well, okay, that's a little awkward for me, but it's my new collection which we've taken out. It's called Hello Lover, because if you see the Sex and the City show,
Yeah.
there's so much, she has this perpetual dialogue whenever she looks at shoes and she's like, hello lover. So that's how we picked it up when we were figuring out the name for the collection.
She also has a thing, I remember Carrie Bradshaw saying, you know, I like my money
Where I can see it.
where I can see it hanging in my closet.
And it's true. That's
I
how.
love it too.
I mean, that's how it should
I
be.
love
Like.
it.
So
Yeah.
Carrie, for me, the main inspiration for the collection was Carrie Bradshaw, because she's been in our lives for many, many years. As a kid, I remember.
And we've loved her.
As a
We've
kid, I
loved
remember
her
it was-
through and through.
It used to come on HBO after
Yeah.
11 p.m. because for that time it was a more R-rated
yes, yes, yes.
So I remember I used to watch it,
Uh-huh.
and I have 2 elder sisters, right? So we all have a small club going on.
Yeah.
So I used to watch it, and what the beauty of the show was, even though it was about style, sex, and cocktails and friendship, but it was about literally your day-to-day life
Yeah.
and how we all go through it. It's just that it was shown in a more fashionable way, so which I loved. And for me, usually I'm very nostalgic as a designer.
I would love to transport myself into their world, by the way. And when I watch that show, also I feel like I'm transporting myself into that
Exactly,
world,
because
which
you
is why I
want-
love watching it.
Like, it actually taught you the importance of friendship.
Yes,
It
yes.
actually taught you that how important are friends in your life.
So, Hello Lover deals with what? Your latest collection.
So it deals with Carrie being a hopeless romantic, yet holding her ground. The brand sort of is always vouching for the fact that for women empowerment, feeling powerful, if my garment can help a woman feel stronger and make her feel good, I'm the most happiest
And I'm not
person.
saying this because I'm talking to you right now. You can even shut this camera on. The minute I put this jacket on when I was getting ready, suddenly there was this transformation where I looked at myself in the mirror and said, wow. I mean,
That
I'm
makes me
loving
happy.
myself in it. And I suddenly felt, I mean, very feminine, yet extremely powerful. Because
Thank you.
that's exactly, I feel, is the way you are
Yep.
looking at women's clothing.
Yep, that's how, because every woman has it.
Yeah.
It's there in them. I mean, it's a mix of a lot of topics together, being body positive. there's
Yeah.
That. It's a lot of body acceptance
Oh,
that comes in.
absolutely.
I started out with a simple concept of bodycons, right? That's how I felt there was a
Yeah.
big gap in the market where people were not exploring bodycons as a serious silhouette. It was more like an underlayer kind of a concept. And that's where I mastered my technique, and it took me years to figure out what fabric, what material would suit the Indian body type. And believe me not, my maximum sizes that we sell are a large or an XL. And even though it's the flip, usually people assume this is for these
And
are
I
for
hope there's
thinkers.
no fat tax.
Of course not.
Yes.
No.
Oh, thank God for
For
that.
nobody.
I mean, it just bothers me to see fat tax.
That as a concept doesn't work.
Yeah. But it still exists, which is so progressive.
It
in
is
so many
regressive.
ways.
I mean, there are a lot of collaterals that go around it, logistics that go around it. So usually it's for fashion as a garment, as a designer, my job is to make sure the person who's buying it from me feels beautiful and good, and not the fact that, oh, I have to pay extra because I'm a certain size.
You know, I don't want to name the designer, but once I
There are many.
actually cornered one designer and said that what is this whole deal and situation about fat tax? Like, why is it that you have to charge extra for a larger size? Instead, why don't you just factor that in, and whatever your larger size is, your fabric that is being used, you know, his argument was, no, there is more fabric being used, there's more karigari being done, there is this being done
Yeah.
and that. I said, okay, factor it into the larger size and sell every size backward, retrofit it.
Yeah.
Why do you need to keep
Basically,
changing? Because then you're creating discrimination.
Exactly. You can project it in a much better way, like
Yeah.
you said.
Yeah.
You backtrack it and come to a common figure which fits everybody. You don't have your number, the charges you want to apply should be inclusive of any possibility that might occur.
Yeah.
In a case that a client wants an extra 4 inches of
Mark it
length.
up. Mark it
Yeah.
up. Who cares? We were talking about your women's silhouettes, which are very fierce. They give you a lot of power. There is also a beautiful femininity attached to it at the same time. And I see you as a man, you're wearing this beautiful flower over here, and I see the silhouette that you're wearing. How are you looking at men?
I mean, men over the years in India also have sort of progressed, and it's to do with Bollywood, I assume. Bollywood has a huge impact in this country.
Mass media will always have to big impact.
No, but like, for example, I remember I saw this interview with Taapsee Pannu, where she was like, you know, India is obsessed with Bollywood in a way that whatever an actor or actress does, it impacts their day-to-day. So I feel the new actors who've come in and they're more experimental, more fun, that creates a little bit of room for men also to feel like, oh, we can experiment. Anand Ahuja started sneakers on with a pantsuit, right? So now that's how it works. I think it's become very easy now.
Like, you know, a lot of fashion today and designers and couturiers today get governed by mass media, get governed with social media per se, and which celebrity is wearing which designer. Sometimes I often feel that some designers end up doing so much better
Yeah.
because of their PR being right, and
course.
some of them are left behind because their PR is not correct, but they are much better than the ones who are doing well.
It's very easy to go off track, I feel, with social media.
Yeah.
It can consume you to a point that you lose perspective.
Yeah.
So, for example, I enjoy doing videos. I like being shot as well. So, a lot of campaigns that
I'm
we
so
launch.
happy you're doing this show.
So, a lot of, this is my first time talking. Usually, I'm more of a moody actor. So, we have this system now in whenever a collection comes out, we do a small clip about the collection before it gets launched. Social media creates a lot of pressure on you to show the right thing at the right time, if it needs to be trending audio, stuff like that. I feel you lose your individuality. Like, as a designer, I want to communicate what I want to communicate. And I
But do you think Sameer Madan is losing out if he's not keeping up with the social media furore?
no, I would disagree. I look at the long game. I don't look at the short games.
Yeah.
For me, if some two people come up to me randomly like, we love the videos you do, is more than happy than getting those 100 extra likes.
On a winding note, what would you like to leave our viewers with?
Watch out for the new thing that I'm about to launch, and we're relocating.
No, you have to say what the new
No.
thing is. Come
I'll
on.
show you off
Come
camera.
On. No, to the viewers.
No.
I'm kidding.
The viewers-
I'm kidding. But I'll get a sneak peek
Yes,
into
you
it.
will.
Yes.
We're launching a new vertical. We're relocating to a bigger and a better store, and it's going to open doors very soon for everybody. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Sameer, for taking
you
the
so
time
much.
out. Thank you.
Thank